time to get out and play. AMSOIL delivers the ultimate protection for your vehicles and equipment. Fast, free shipping right to your door. Spend $100 and shipping is on us. Order now at amsoil.com.
All right, guys, this is the new car for the wife. It is a 2013 Dodge Charger RT, and it has the 5.7 HEMI in it. And this thing will scoot pretty good. Needs a couple of things here and there. Headlights either need replacing or cleaned up if we can. Tires are new on here. Paint looks pretty good. This is the Jazz Blue Pearl. Inside is pretty clean. It's got the leather interior, got the Beats audio system, and really good car. I mean, this thing will run. And it has every single option that you could buy, which is pretty wild. I mean, it's got every single little thing you could check on the value sheet, which is got the adaptive cruise control, which sees the car in front of you and slows down for you automatically. And the Beats audio system has Sirius and all that stuff, which is on right now. It's got navigation and all the stuff built in. It seems to work really good. It's got heated and cooled seats. It's got heated and cooled cup holders, and these things will get piping hot or ice cold, which is really, really cool. And normally, one of the first things I like to do to a vehicle is do the intake and exhaust. Usually the exhaust first, but on this car, it has the Mopar Performance exhaust, which is a Corsa exhaust. And it says RSC technology on there, which is the Corsa design to make sure it doesn't drone. But when you step into it, it still gets pretty loud. It's got a real good rumble on the inside of the car. And it's not crazy loud or nothing, but it's got a really good sound. You can really hear the engine. This car also has the full stage one. That's part of it. The other part of the stage one is the Mopar Performance intake. So the last thing is the power control module gets an update for the stage one on these cars. So that gives it 20 more horsepower and 23 more foot-pounds of torque, or I guess pound-feet. Anyways, so that brings this car up to 390 horsepower and 413, I think, torque, which is pretty dang good, or 418 or something torque. So this thing does really good. So it moves out pretty good, and this earlier day, you can tell it was obviously raining, and we were driving it, and I just kind of punched into it all the way. I mean, it just started getting squirrely. Even with traction control, it started feeling real kind of crazy and kind of bouncing around until it caught itself up, and I let out of it a little bit. So it really surprised me. It does really good. It's got blacked out tint all the way around. It's got a lot of little things. These are the 20-inch wheels on there, which look pretty good. So since I normally do exhaust and intake and little things like that, next thing I do is some cosmetic stuff. So I'll be fixing the headlights or getting some other ones. But my wife really wants some old school looking Mopar graphics on here, which I think is fantastic. So show you what we got. So the first thing I've done is I've cleaned this area, and it's still kind of damp, but I mixed up some water and just a tiny bit of degreaser. So it's got a little bit of soap in it, but it's also degreasing this to remove any of the wax or anything like that. So I'm gonna hit it again one more time, clean it up, and then I'm gonna lay down the graphics. And this is a little sneak peek as to what this graphic's gonna look like. So it should be pretty sweet. All right guys, so got the vinyl laid down and it's on the moisture. And I do this so that I can move it around and it doesn't just completely stick down, especially because I want it to lay right in this scallop right through here. And I want it to have the same amount of distance if I can all the way around, because this lays right on the inside of the scallop like that. So I've got to make sure it goes on pretty smooth, get it fairly straight, and you can kind of feel this area of about how far the gap is around through there, and then it rolls off the edge. I also have a vinyl squeegee, which you need, and I also have a vinyl roller, and this is really good because it allows you to push a bunch of that moisture up out of there when you get ready to stick it completely down, because you want to get all the air bubbles out, all the moisture bubbles out, everything as clean as you can under it, so then it's going to adhere down pretty good once all the moisture is removed. All right, so now working it out, if you do it with a squeegee, you can slowly work out that moisture, and you can see it coming out there. And I'm just going to work my way in and try to get out most of the moisture I can, because the more I do, the better this is going to stick down. And you can do it that way. And like I said, we've also got the roller. I can actually start to roll out and apply a little bit more pressure. And instead of moving it, it's literally just going to push the moisture up out of the paper there and out from under the vinyl. So you can see as I started to work it down, getting the moisture out from under the vinyl started sticking really good, and the paper just started kind of coming right off of it. So lifting up, because as a little bit of moisture gets under this paper, it'll start to lift, and then the vinyl stays down, and that looks pretty good. All right guys, there it is. That looks pretty dang cool. So she wanted the nice bright white stripes in there. It'll look pretty good when we get the whole thing done. All right guys, there it is. That looks pretty freaking killer. That is awesome. That looks really good. It laid down pretty good. I had to add a little bit of heat to it. Had to trim all the spots at the doors and around the body seam and then the light. But that came out really good. And the other side over here looks pretty good also. Did start raining pretty good outside, so I had to move in here. But all the lines came out really good. So I can't wait to see what it looks like outside. So next thing I want to do is I'll probably wax, probably wipe down, clean up, and then wax all of this tomorrow, just to put some wax back on here, because you can see where it stripped off the wax on the side. But that is good. It should have adhered pretty good there. This looks pretty good also. All right guys, there it is. That looks pretty dang good. So I went through and did some quick detailer, all the spots that I had to strip the wax off of them. And then went back with actual wax on top of the vinyl and everything. Then went around and did a little more cleaning and waxing. I waxed these wheels actually. They're shining really good now. Then I went through the interior, and there was makeup everywhere. So if you're a girl that wears a lot of makeup, try not to get makeup on everything. So it looks a lot better. And the way I cleaned all this, I had to use degreaser to get the makeup off. And I went back with David Patterson's special sauce, which is his multi-purpose dressing, and it's really, really good stuff, and it smells amazing. This stuff is awesome. So it works really good, but besides that, like, you really want to drink it the whole time. It says on their bubble gum, I think it smells exactly like Starburst or something. And it did a really, really good job. So it looks pretty awesome. But the vinyl came out pretty nice also. So it all looks pretty good. So Back of the car is still kind of dirty, but these tail lights look wicked. Always like those. The graphics look really good. Everything came out real nice. Pretty happy with that. And even on the hood, those graphics look good. The blue cars are multiplying around here.